The following podcast is intended for slightly mature audiences.
If you're under 18, please ask a parent or guardian for permission to listen.
Do you ever swear in real life?
It may have happened. I'll pull a Torah.
So you're pleading the fifth.
I think every human has sweared when they injured themselves gravely.
So it's just when
Wait, hold on. Gravely.
You like what?
Gravely injure yourself.
Wow.
Yeah, like when the
like
IKEA frying pan burned me. I might have sweared. I can't remember.
Oh God. That sounds
When
terrible.
When I was branded by the IKEA frying pan.
Ugh. What's the most timid thing you could say, honestly? Because if I could get you to say that by the end of the episode, I'd be really happy.
What's the timid thing?
What's the most timid cuss word?
Fudge. Like
What?
That's not a cuss word. That's a food.
That's an edible, friend.
Are you saying that you want to say the word fuck?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have said I usually say the S word if I swear.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised by that. Because that one seems a little harsh for you.
Yeah.
Like, I would think damn.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes. Well, I also swear in Japanese, so I mean.
Oh,
All
Okay.
right.
do you do that more often than if you swear in English?
No. When I worked in the deli at Publix, I used to swear solely in Japanese. Like it became a habit, so nobody would know I'm swearing.
Oh my gosh. We've been friends for so long, and I think the worst thing I've heard you say is fart.
Fart. Oh yeah.
I've heard her say shit before.
Really?
I have. It's not common. I have heard her say it. I think she said fuck once.
Ooh.
I don't really. I know that.
I'm pretty sure it was by accident. It was like, I don't think you meant to say it while you were in the call with us. I think you meant to mute or something. Something was going on in the background while we were like in Discord. And I was just like, oh,
Are you sure it wasn't fudge
my God, it wasn't.
Oh my gosh.
or fart?
No, I know when you say fart.
Fluke.
Saya's even surprised at herself. She's like, there's no way. I couldn't have done such an atrocity.
That's how I felt the first time I said the C word. I'm not going to say it because it makes Saya uncomfortable.
I've never said the C word.
I definitely had. I mean, it didn't start. Listen, when I started saying it at first, I was like, okay, that's a bit much, that one. But like, the more often I heard it, the better I became at like I just became desensitized to it. I was like, okay, it's just a word.
Like the only person that ever used it that I met before was an Australian.
Yeah, they say it a lot. In the
Yeah.
UK and Australia, it's a very popular swear word. Like, and people say it as like a term of endearment too. Like
Wow.
the way we would be like, "Hey, bitch," like, you know, with someone that you're cool with. You know, it's
Wow,
just,
I didn't know it was like that over there. Woo.
oh yeah, like
I just knew it was popular.
You cheeky little C word. I'm not gonna say it because I know you're uncomfortable with it.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't like that word.
I think that once you use like words enough times, it kind of loses this power behind it. Like I never used to be able to say the word pussy, like ever. I could not
But
say
it's
that
just
word.
a cat. It's okay.
Couldn't use it.
You should watch the history of swear words on Netflix if you haven't already. It's so good.
Oh, I really did want to see that when you were talking about it.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
really good. The C word is not part of it, but
I saw some episodes of that. It was
it's
interesting.
good, right?
Yeah.
I like knowing some of that stuff about it, you know? Like,
Well, I find language history interesting, like how things change over time and how things originate. It's pretty interesting.
Good time to start.
yeah.
Welcome to Sweet Stuff and Bitter Things podcast, episode number 2.
Number 2.
I'm Cassie.
And I'm Sandra.
And this is Saya today, our very first guest. Welcome, Saya.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. We've been friends with Saya. I mistakenly said 7 years last time, but I think it's closer to 6 because I'm like disregarding. I was like, how many years have you been playing Final Fantasy? But I forgot we played for a year on different characters.
We did.
Yeah. So
I can't believe it's been 6 years. Wow.
Yeah.
I know.
It's crazy. We've been playing a lot of video games, but what else have you been doing during the last, what are we coming up on? A year?
Yeah, it's been
COVID?
like a year since like quarantine started. I mean, COVID started in 2019 towards the end of the year, so, but like the lockdown started around March.
Yeah.
Yeah, of last year.
Yeah. So what have you been up to, Saya? What have you been keeping yourself busy with?
Well, besides video games, like the rest of the world has played a lot more video games since COVID started. I decided to learn game development to make video games. Seemed like the natural progression for a nerd.
Oh yeah, definitely. What have you made? What's the most advanced thing that you've got going on? I played your slime game.
Oh yeah, that's the most advanced thing, the action RPG.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And that's made in Game Maker. But I'm also started learning Unity. So not sure I'm just getting my feet wet in both and seeing where I want to like develop a serious game.
Mm-hmm.
It's two different programming languages you need, but the learning to code a programming language, certain things carry over no matter what language you're using. So finding Unity easier since I've already have some experience coding in Game Maker.
I tried to get Game Maker once, and I think I got it in a Humble Bundle or something like that. And it's the map building is really cool. I love that. But everything else, like making NPCs, I was so confused. I was like, this is a lot of options. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, it's quite involved. It's quite the learning curve jumping in there.
Well, I mean, you also like do tutorial videos and stuff that you follow, right?
Yeah, I follow tutorial videos on YouTube. There's really good ones for Game Maker on there. For Unity, bought a course on Humble Bundle. Like, it's really good.
I remember I wanted to get into, what is it, RPG Maker? I think it was. Yeah. But like so many people talked me out of it. I really wanted to learn, but like, yeah, everyone was like, oh no, it's really difficult. It's really difficult. Like, you're not going to be able to do it. It's not going to be a fun time.
Wow.
So I was just like, okay, I guess I won't. I was really interested in it though, because like, I mean, I've always wanted to make a game.
That was actually the first thing I ever tried when I was a teenager. I used RPG Maker. And you didn't even have to program. Like you can, but you don't have to. You can make a working game without it. Yeah. So whoever told you it was hard was like, yeah, I disagree.
Yeah, RPG Makers is worlds easier than Game Maker or anything else that I've fucked around with.
I've never fucked around with any of it, so
I think you should give it a shot. I think you would be good at it. We have a lot of stories that we could turn into video games. We're very creative.
Love that. I would really love that.
Saya, do you have any like ideas about how you want to make a game? Any story ideas or sort of themes?
Oh yeah. I want to do something with horror. Like, I like Silent Hill.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to do a horror game. I'd like to do an action RPG. I like cute stuff and I like dark stuff, so I want to do a little bit of everything. But I don't know what I'll do first. I'm still undecided.
Okay. I love horror. I think that you could make I would love to see like the twisted Saya mind, you know?
That would definitely be interesting.
Yeah. Like what's dark brewing up there in your sweet little head, you know?
I like psychological, like Silent Hill 2, you know, the James, I like psychological horror.
Oh yeah.
And like, I think mental illness is a subject that isn't touched on in games, and I'd like to touch on that too.
That would be pretty interesting in a game. I mean, there are a lot of psychological horror games out now too, and they're some of my favorite genres because, like, I mean, even with movies, psychological horror is one of my favorites. It's just a really good genre, and I mean, I think it works on everyone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone is affected somehow, like, psychologically by a bunch of different shit. So,
Right.
like, I just see it as being very inclusive. Like, you know, not everyone is freaked out by ghosts. Not everyone is freaked out by, like, monsters or slashers. So, like, I don't know. I feel like psychological kind of more gets into your head and does some twisted shit with it, and I think everybody can feel that bit of anxiety from it, and I think that's the point of horror, is to kind of fill you with that anxiety that, like, this shit could happen.
Right. Oh, and I also like Castlevania, so a Castlevania type game, 2D Castlevania.
Like platformer style?
Yeah, and where you get cool swords and upgrades, abilities. Like to make a game like that.
I'd like to see that. I like action adventures like that. Like Bloodstained.
Yeah,
we were both
like,
playing that.
That's a really good game.
Cassie should definitely try playing that one. I think he'd like it too.
I looked it up and it is $40.
Oh yeah, I got it on sale when I bought it. I was like, should I buy it for the PC? Like,
Steam Summer Sale should be like a good deal. Better
well,
on
they're probably
sale.
gonna have a spring sale. They have one for every season.
Oh, I didn't know they had a spring sale.
Yeah.
Don't they? Yeah, because they have
do.
a fall one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, they have one for every season. So, like, that one should be coming up soon.
If it goes on sale, I will get it.
It's very good.
I do like the older Castlevania games. There's just something like heartwarming about, you know, a good old platformer.
It's nostalgic.
Yeah.
Yep. I've played basically all of them, all the 2D ones. Yeah, I don't think there's of the Castlevania style, you know. Symphony of the Night style.
It's always going to be, Symphony of the Night is always going to be my favorite. It was the first Castlevania game I played, and the music just entranced me.
Oh, the music.
I bought the OCD from, OCD, the OST.
No,
Don't buy OCD.
no, please.
Kind of annoying.
No, I don't want to
We
buy
shouldn't market
OCD.
this shit.
I bought the OST on eBay. On a bid. I was in a bid war
You
with someone
bid
over
warred
it.
for it?
I
God.
bid warred for this soundtrack. I was obsessed. I was like, I'm going to get it. I don't even remember how old I was. I was still in high school and I didn't have a job. So don't ask me how I had enough money. But I remember begging my mom to let me use her credit card so that I could buy it. Like, and I got it. Oh my God, I was so happy. When that thing came in the mail, I cried.
Aw.
Aw,
It was
that's awesome.
my childhood.
Yeah, that game was the bomb. I maxed out the castle, did everything.
Oh, the upside down castle too.
Yeah, the upside down castle.
That one was difficult.
And then the duplicator. I farmed gold for the duplicator item. Now that was fun.
I don't know if I did that. I did almost everything. I don't think I did absolutely everything, but I mean, I got pretty far. I used to play with my brother. Like, we were both pretty obsessed with it.
I still have my memory card. I should boot it up sometime and see if it still works. Have my save.
How awesome would that be?
Yes.
I got Symphony of the Night today. I'm really excited to I finally installed it. I'm ready to play. I'm so excited. You know what else
Is
I
this
got?
gonna be your first time, Cassie?
Not since like a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Like, very long. I don't remember any of it, admittedly. But I'm probably going to be streaming it. I also got Monster Hunter World, and last time I had that, I had it for PlayStation, but it's in storage right now, so I didn't get my games.
Did you get it for PC?
I did.
I have it for PC.
Okay, well,
We should play together.
We can't play together because it's been a week of committing crimes, and
Crimes?
it's a story for another time.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just stacking my crimes, and so if the NSA is listening, I have a very legal copy of Monster Hunter World installed on my PC, and due to some error, I am not able to play with others.
Wait, what? Did you get it through Steam?
That was sarcasm.
Oh. Don't fucking judge me. That didn't sound like sarcasm. That's not the tone you use with sarcasm.
I don't know how sarcasm works. I'm sorry, that's not my brand of
Cassie's
humor.
not British.
Yeah,
So.
I'm not British either, but my sarcasm is on point.
I know it is.
You're good at it, Sandra.
I know. It's like my native language, man. I grew up here. Listen, the only shit that ever came out of my mother's mouth was sarcasm. Like, it took me a while to start getting the fact that, like, what she said wasn't what she meant. But once I got it, that's all I could fucking hear.
I'm not a sarcastic person, but I've learned sarcasm from, a British person. And just people online hanging out.
Dry humor is the best. I don't know. I find it the most, I guess it's like the closest thing that I have to like my brand of humor, sarcasm.
I'm so bad at it.
You really are. Like, that was not sarcasm. That was just like you saying said that was just you lying.
Wow.
Failed sarcasm is lying.
Yeah, wow. I'm sorry. I don't understand.
It's the tone. That's why sarcasm doesn't translate well in like text, because there's tone to sarcasm. Like, if you use emojis, you grasp more of a tone in someone's sentence or what someone is saying. It's not the same as speaking, though. Like, when you're speaking and you're sarcastic, there's a way to convey that through your tone of speech. And like, if you're just talking like you normally talk and say something that you're trying to convey as sarcasm, but you're not using the right tone, it's just gonna sound like you said something and like you're lying about it.
Oh no, I'm a liar.
You're a liar and a con artist.
I am both of those things this week.
I don't have room to talk because
yeah, you are both of those things also. rolling into that, I'm terrible. I'm really bad about like people message me and then I never message them back. So it's kind of amazing that we've all been able to like, we talked about last time how we take breaks sometimes where like we didn't interact for a while, and that's kind of happened between the three of us also, where we've had bigger friend groups before. We've had like 15 people in our Discord server before, back in the old days when we used TeamSpeak.
Oh man. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that, remember, we used to have like a huge group.
Okay, but that's also because like we had a big FC.
Yeah.
And like everyone from the FC on Final Fantasy 14 was joining in too. But I don't want to sit there and consider it like most of those people were not my friends. Yeah. They were just people that like I shared TeamSpeak with.
Well, at some point, we started with such a big group, and now it's just down to basically like 4 of us just playing consistently.
Right.
I have a question. We've been friends for like 6 years. What's the longest online connection that you've had? Actually,
Let me see. So I was just calculating my longest online connection that I still talk to, like regularly. She's my best friend. 13 years.
13 years, damn.
Yeah,
That's a long time.
very long time. Like, wow, I can't believe time flies.
Where did you guys meet?
We met on a live journal.
Oh, live journal.
God, live journal.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
My emo venting place.
Oh my god. That and
Remember-
Zanga.
Oh my Zanga was popping back in the day.
Oh my god, we had the format and everything.
Okay, I used to code my Zanga and live journal. My friend, my friend from high school, she used to she loves photography. She's really creative. So like she draws a lot. She did photography and she really liked photo editing. So she used to make my backgrounds and banners and stuff. And then I just used to code them into my Zanga along with music. And then live journal never had the music, but I used to code my live journal too to go along with whatever theme I had, mostly anime, but my Zanga was all Miyabi. Oh my god. Like back when he first went solo. Yeah, long time ago. I was obsessed with him. He has like this fucking mullet and it looks perfect on him. And he had the lip piercing. That's how I became obsessed with piercings. I saw his lip piercing and I was like, oh my god. But that was my Zanga. Yeah.
My live journal was Angel Sanctuary themed.
I love Angel Sanctuary. Oh my god.
I know. I loved that. God, it was so good.
I don't think I watched that one. Angel Sanctuary?
Okay.
Oh
Well, first of all, Saya. First of all, it's only an OVA when it comes to anime. It's very short. There isn't a lot. And it's not even a fraction. It's barely a fraction of the fucking story. There's so much to it. You have to read the manga.
Yeah.
Like that's where it's at. But the art is beautiful. Oh my god, her art is amazing.
Yeah, it's absolutely stunning.
You have to read.
I just looked it up. Yeah, it's pretty. So read the manga.
Read the manga.
I mean, listen, watch the OVA too. I'm just saying, like, you don't get a huge amount of story from it because it's very short. It's like a 3-episode OVA.
Oh, okay. Yeah, some anime don't get the TV series treatment, just like a little taste.
Yeah, it was very okay, well, the theme revolves around incest, so I'm not surprised it didn't have like a huge following. It wasn't like really a huge thing. Maybe in Japan it was bigger, but I know here it wasn't. I didn't know a lot of people that even knew who Kaori Yuki is. Like, she's one of my favorite mangaka, but she also did Kane, like, which was I think Kane was much more popular in the US than Angel Sanctuary. But Angel Sanctuary is just, it's really dark. It's very psychological. And the art is gorgeous. Her art in general is just gorgeous. If you read her one-shots too, they're great.
What did I grow up with? Fushigi Yugi manga, Sailor Moon stuff.
Yo, Fushigi Yugi pissed me off. I didn't even finish it. I didn't even finish the anime series. It just pissed. Oh my god, I hated all the characters.
I never watched the anime, but
I think I read the manga. I can't remember if I watched the anime. I used to read a lot of manga when I was younger instead of watching anime for some reason.
Yeah, it's reversed for me now. I watch more anime than read manga.
I don't do either.
You don't.
You need to watch
Cassie
Promised
doesn't-
Neverland. It's so good.
No, Cassie has watched Promised Neverland. That's one of the only ones like that they watch now.
Yeah, I'm up to like maybe like three anime like that I will keep up with.
Oh, what are the other two?
Wow, you've put me on the spot. Okay, so
Yeah,
technically
yeah.
it's
How's it
two
feel?
anime. It's The Promised Neverland, Wonder Egg Priority, and God, where I've been watching Haikyuu with
Oh, okay.
with my kid. So
I heard about the Egg Priority. I was gonna check that one out.
It's really good. It's like deep dives into like suicide and stuff in like a very like weird way.
Oh wow, sounds like something different.
It's not like anything I've seen before, which is good.
Oh, I definitely have to check it out then, because like I get tired of certain things like, shonen or just some powering up, fighting a new guy powering up. Get a little tired of that stuff.
We've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy together. What else are you playing with friends? Are you playing anything else with anyone?
Oh, multiplayer games?
Yeah.
The only other one I play very sporadically is Ghost of Tsushima multiplayer on PS4.
What is that?
Oh, it's a samurai game. I haven't played the main one player scenario yet, which I heard is epic, but I love the multiplayer. You fight, it's a two-man group or 4-man for the high-end raids. So you don't need a whole bunch of people to do stuff. And there's like 3 different difficulties, and you get gear, and then you level up your eye level, kind of like Final Fantasy 14, and then you can go into the higher difficulties. Each stage has like different goals and mechanics, like enemies tethered together, you got to kill them at the same time, and colored enemies, and you got to get a certain color buff to kill them, or it takes forever. And
I didn't even realize there was a multiplayer for Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, they added it on later as a free add-on.
Oh,
I would love to play it if you guys ever get it. I love the multiplayer. Like but I'm playing Final Fantasy 14 all the time, so.
Yeah, I'm trying not to invest in too many games right now, since I want to like really like finish out Final Fantasy and like catch up and do some stuff there.
People get pissed off when I don't finish stuff. Like Saya keeps asking me when I'm gonna finish Nier, and I'm like, I still haven't gotten the E ending.
Please do the E ending.
I still haven't finished any ending.
Yeah, Cassie has started playing Nier Automata. Has not even gotten the first ending.
I'm like 40 hours in now.
Doing side quests.
It's fun.
That game is fun. The side quests are enjoyable. The world's enjoyable. That's one of my favorite games. Now, I love Nier Automata.
Oh, so good. But I'm really excited for Nier Replicant.
Oh, yeah.
The remaster is coming out pretty soon. Next month.
Oh, wow. That's right. It's next month now.
Yeah, it's on pre-order, I know. I'm planning on getting it. I'm so excited for it because I never played Nier Replicant. In fact, I never played Drakengard either. So I'm hoping they kind of do this. Maybe not like the same way they've done with Nier Replicant, but I hope they do re-release Drakengard because I'd love to play it and find out what the whole story is about.
Yeah, I've been told that Drakengard has a lot of different endings, and the Nier world.
It's based on one ending.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's pretty wild. And also there's 2 versions of Nier, one with Papa main character and one with brother main character.
So Replicant is the one with the brother.
Yep.
But because there's 2 of them. Nier Replicant, I believe, was first released for Japan, but Nier Gesalt was released for North America. From what I read, they thought that there like was a big enough difference in culture where Japanese audiences would connect more with a brother-sister relationship between the characters. And they figured that North American audiences would react better to a father-daughter relationship with the game. So that's why there were two different characters.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. And I have the 360 version, so the father is in that one. So I'm gonna play it one day. I don't know which I should play first, the remake or the original.
I'm just gonna play the remake.
The quality of life is gonna be so good in the remake though, because I heard, there's some issues with the original. It's not near Automata, like the battle system and stuff isn't like that, like refined.
No,
and
it
awesome.
looks different. But I hope that this one will be closer to it.
Yeah, I assume it will be like much closer to Nier Automata. And also, I watched a promo video and I saw a boss. It's like, get ready for balls.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw their tweet about that.
You saw that?
Get ready for balls.
Yes, they were just shooting balls out. Which, Cassie, we also have to get you into the Nier raid in Final Fantasy 14. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yes, I can't wait for you to reach that.
Oh man, I don't know what I have to do to get to that part yet.
I have to find the quest that you have to. I'm pretty sure it starts in God. What, Saya, what's the city with the dwarves?
Oh, Lakeland?
No, not Lakeland. Lakeland doesn't have the dwarves.
The crafting dwarves. What are we talking about?
No. The dwarves that are part of the quest.
Calusa?
It is, yeah, it's in Calusia, but I don't remember the name of the town. It's a little ways off from that town in Calusia.
I know where it is on the map, but I couldn't tell you the name of that little town there.
Yeah, it's up to the north though of the Calusia map. But yeah, like I believe it starts somewhere there. I would take a look at your available quests there in Calusia and see if you can find something that seems relevant. Or I'll look it up for you. It doesn't matter. But either way, I want you to play it.
I can't wait. You must have me with you when you run it for the first time.
Yes. Yeah, I'm really excited for progressing through that because I've been having a lot of fun with Final Fantasy. I was kind of worried about coming back to a grind, but with having so much to do, I haven't been bored yet. And I'm also like guild grinding right now.
I need a new house.
That's what I'm trying to do, man. Just want to have another house to hang out at. Because I know you're more reliable with a house than I am because I'm more likely to lose it.
I did lose mine though, but didn't you lose yours like twice?
Yes, I did. I lost 2 houses. All right, we're already on the topic. We might as well just continue with the topic. I hope I've given you enough time to think about the questions that I asked yesterday, which are I'm not sure. I think I explained this before. I hate when people are like, what's your favorite video game? Because I'm like, that's such a narrow question. Because like, I don't know. I have like a favorite recent game. I have a favorite like game from my childhood. I have a favorite story game, a favorite horror game, favorite RPG, a favorite online game, things like that. So we're throwing all of that at to the wind to everyone. Starting with your favorite game from childhood.
I have quite a few of them. I'm not gonna lie. I want to say maybe my favorite is Chrono Cross. Because I was really, really obsessed with it when I was a kid. I remember it was like the first game that was bought just for me. Like it was a birthday gift. And I really wanted, I saw the commercials for it. And I was like, I want to have this game. I heard the music. I saw the scenes. I saw that opening that, plays with you know.
Oh, with the orchestra.
Yeah, like,
Oh
oh
my
my God.
God.
When I saw that in the commercial, I was like, I want this game. So my mom got it for me for my birthday, and I was just obsessed with it. Obsessed. So that's probably my favorite. But I'm not gonna lie, like right behind that is Yoshi's Island. What I listen, I know you guys laugh every time I mention it, but that game had me feeling feels.
Aw.
Like, oh my God, it was so good. And it was fun. It was really fun. And there was story behind it. And it was just, the ending made me cry so much. The ending made me cry.
Oh.
It's a Super Nintendo game. It's baby Mario and Luigi. Like, Yoshi's Island was great. And if anybody has the chance to play it, they should. It's amazing. It's a great game. It's fun. Like, and it's difficult enough where, like, you know, you're not super bored by doing it.
I've never actually played it.
I've never played it either.
You guys are missing out so hard.
I want to be sad like you.
Yeah, you guys should learn what this feeling is like of seeing Yoshi finally find Mario and Luigi's parents and say, I know I've been taking care of you and like preventing you from being abducted by all these terrible beings, but I have to leave you behind now. This is your family and you need to be with them. And I'm just like, Yoshi!
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
that's sad.
Yeah, Yoshi gives up Mario so the stork can fly him and Luigi back to their parents.
Oh my God.
Oh, what a
Well,
little
because they were
champ.
they were kidnapped while the stork was en route to their parents, you know? So it was like, and then like this little Mario just appears to Yoshi, and Yoshi is like, well, I gotta help this little dude, man. And like they go on this adventure to find his brother Luigi together and reunite them with their parents. And it's just like, it's so sad because Yoshi has to say bye to Mario, and like after all they've been through, man.
I had no idea it was that kind
It's
of game.
emotional. It's emotional. It's fun, but it's emotional.
It's emotional. How about you, Saya? What's your favorite childhood game?
For me, it'd be Super Metroid. I really like sci-fi, and it's Castlevania, Metroidvania. That's where
Metroidvania.
that term came from. That game just blew my mind. Upgrading and exploring an alien planet. I love it to this day.
Definitely mine is Chrono Cross, but other than Chrono Cross, the Pokemon games. Pokemon Red and Blue and Yellow, I played the shit out of. Pokemon Crystal is still my favorite Pokemon game.
I do love Crystal. It was the first time that I could pick a female as my trainer, and I was like really happy about that, like for whatever reason, because I felt represented. Like before it just kind of felt like, okay, only boys can be Pokemon trainers. Like they had like female gym leaders and stuff and female trainers that you could fight along the way, but like for whatever reason they didn't give you the choice of being male or female. But I wanted to feel represented.
Yeah.
So Crystal was, out of all the Pokemon games, I think Crystal is my favorite.
Oh, for sure. So good.
Oh, that was another thing I liked about Super Metroid is a female lead.
That's true. And it was like one of the first female-led games.
And I like the Alien movies with Sigourney Weaver as Ripley.
Oh yeah.
She was like, when I was a kid, that was the bomb. I was like, I love her.
Well, what was the Alien game that came out a few years ago? I played it and it was really good. I have it on Steam.
Oh, was that Alien Isolation?
Yes.
I have it, but I haven't played it because, you know, Final Fantasy 14.
We're just stacking up your list tonight, but you have to play it because it's so scary. Like that is one of those games that I'm like, I can't play by myself because I freak out.
Oh, nice. I was hoping it's going to be like that because I don't want like an Alien game where you're just blasting things. I want
No.
some tension.
Oh no, there's a lot of sneaking going on in that game. It's very, very, this is anxiety ridden. For sure.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Best recent game.
Ooh.
What have you played lately that's really like blown your mind?
Oh, well, that would be Persona 5 Royale. They added a lot of stuff to that game. I played the original on PS3.
Mhm.
And yeah, they added so much new content, and the new content was really good. So I'm very happy. It's a very long game though. That's my save file was like 300 hours.
Holy
It's horrible.
shit.
But it was great. That's the most recent game I've played and completed.
I'm gonna have to say Nier Automata because like I've been playing it a lot recently.
Mhm.
Try and get all the endings. The first time I played it, I became really obsessed with it. I heard the music. I'm not gonna lie, music is a thing that in games like really draws me in, puts me in the mindset of the environment and everything. So I was really drawn by the music. So even though like the controls at first, because I did it on PC, but the controls at first were a little difficult for me to get used to. So I did have to go through a few times, but I felt really determined to play it and learn how to use these controls, just because I really loved the music. And then the more I played it and the more story and character development I went through, like I just became really obsessed with it. I love Nier. I do. So recent, yeah, that one is probably my favorite, although I love Stellaris.
You put a lot of hours in Stellaris.
I put a lot of hours into Stellaris. I really like all the things you can do there though. Like I love all like the relics and stuff that you can discover now, the archaeology stuff that you can do. It's a lot of fun. I know people probably think it's boring. I have a lot of fun with it. I like making empires, and I like the diplomacy too. Like I like the relationships that I foster with these AI like empires and stuff, you know? Like I get sad when like certain empires that I have good relationships with, like, you know, when my reputation drops with them.
Yeah, I just like I don't think I get it yet. I think I need to play it more. It's not a game, like I would be honest and be like I don't like it. Like I like it, but like I can't really figure it out yet. What
I can help you with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I think it's a lot happening at once or nothing happening at all, and there's like no in between.
Well, I started playing it with my boyfriend. He's the one that got me into it in the first place.
Mhm.
So, like, you know, I had help from the beginning because he had been playing it with his group of friends and he got so into it that he was like, I want to keep playing this even when my friends like aren't around to play it.
Mhm.
So he bought it for me. He didn't even ask me. He just did it.
Aw.
Aw,
I was no, not awe. He did it because he wanted somebody else to fucking fill the void.
He was like, play this. My friends don't want to anymore.
He's like, well, because like, you know, they'd be on these long, like I don't know, these long games.
Mhm.
It lasts a long time, especially when you're playing it like without it being sped up.
Mhm.
So, you know, obviously you're spending a lot of time on it, but like he, even after like his friends tapped out, like, okay, I think I'm gonna log for tonight. Like, not even like for good, not saying like, oh, I never want to play this again. Just like, okay, I've had enough tonight. Let's play again maybe next week. And he'd be like, oh my God, no, I want to play more now. So like he bought it for me and was like, would you be interested in playing this with me? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I've never played it. He's like, okay, well, I already bought it for you. So go install it. I'm
Wow.
like, what?
wow.
Just like threw you into it.
He just threw me in. But I am glad because I ended up really liking it. What about you, Cassie?
Oh, Nier kind of encompasses like all good things about a game. for me lately. Like, I just, the fact that I put so many hours, and like I mind that I haven't hit the main quest, but I also don't mind at the same time because I'm enjoying it. I just get impatient.
You're the reason why you haven't like gotten through the main quest. You have to continue doing it.
I know.
You can't just say you haven't hit it.
I keep running into other things and I'm like, oh, I really want to do this, you know?
Yep.
Like,
Yep, that's how it goes.
and then it just keeps going and it builds up, and then I never get to the main story. And then I'm working on the main story right now though. So I should finish the first playthrough fairly soon from what you said. So, but other than that, the best recent game that I have played is Detroit Become Human. I will push that game every day, every single day, to everyone that will ever listen, because it has just, like some of the parts, some of the things that happen in that game stick with me like really hard as like scenes. Like I'll just like think it'd be like, wow, that was like really good. Just the dialogue is on, all the dialogue, there's so much dialogue in that game, and it's really hard to have an entire game where like nothing sounds weird or corny or like ridiculous, you know? And it really nailed it for me. And I love story that you can make major decisions on that actually affect the story, and that really did it for me. And we won't talk about it much any longer because I still need you to play it, Sandra.
Yeah, I still haven't played it, so I don't want to hear any spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. But
I'd like to say one thing I liked about the game was that multiple stories intertwined and are affected by each other as you play. And I found that really unique.
Yeah, that's something that I don't see a lot in games where that happens. Which reminds me, a game that kind of reminded me a little bit of that like intertwining story thing. I wanted to ask about like underrated games and like particular gems that you guys have found that a lot of people don't know about. Have you ever heard of Oxenfree?
Oh, I've heard about it, but I've never played it. I think I own it though on Steam.
I have no idea what that is.
Oxenfree is a game. It's like a 2D sort of. I can't even explain the plot properly without spoiling the entire thing. It's just like one of those games that you really have to experience. You can play it over and over and get like different results every time.
Oh, neat. I didn't know it was like that. I'm pretty sure I got it from a bundle.
Yeah, no, you can play it multiple times and get different endings, and the characters are really good in it. They're really like, I find a lot of games that have like teenagers in it. Teenager representation is like really poorly written. But this one is really good. I'm pretty sure they were teenagers. I think they were like 18 to 20 or something like that.
Yeah, from the screenshots I'm remembering, yeah, I think they were that age range.
They were on like a school summer trip or something like that. But that game really, like, I just picked it up for cheap on sale, or actually I think I got it. No, I picked it up for cheap on sale first, and then for PlayStation they gave it away for free. And I was like, whoa, because like the game is extremely impressive in terms of story, and it really like sucks you in and makes you like, it's got that not horror element, but definitely that psychological element to it, where you're kind of like nervous about things.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, and you're nervous about the decisions you make. Because this is a lot of like how you interact with the characters. There's like different options for how you can respond, so you have like complete control over how you maintain relationships. But yeah,
I gotta play it sometime then. Yeah,
absolutely,
right up my alley.
It's a good one. Sandra, what about your underrated gem of a game?
Okay, this is another oldie. Okay, so I don't know if you're even going to be able to find this to play it. I don't know if there's even like an emulator around that you could find it on, but like Super Nintendo, Mario's Time Machine.
Oh,
I've never even heard of
that.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So Mario's Time Machine. So basically, like I don't know what happens. Like, it's just the whole world is just like distorted or something. Like you have to go in a time machine, go back to different times, and like put everything back, like find relics from this time period so that you can put everything back to the way it's supposed to be. So like you go back in time and you go into the time of like Mozart, and you have to find, like, things will revolve around Mozart. So like these relics that you're finding have to do with him. So what you do is you have to go and, like, they're very small maps, but you go and you end up having to answer like history questions. I think this game was what got me into history. You have to answer these questions in order to properly put everything back the way you're supposed to. And it brings you to different time periods. Like after you solve each one, it brings you to a different time period again. And I remember Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, like right after the American Revolution. Like this is revolving around Thomas Jefferson and the Declaration of Independence. Like it's just different stuff like that. I really enjoyed it. It gave me a fun way to learn about this stuff, and it was also, I don't know, like I think back on it really fondly. It might not sound great to some people, I realize that, but like for me, I really loved it. I think that one is a gem, and I think people should try it if they can find it. It's a shame that it wasn't more popular. I don't know anybody else that even knows about it. For a long time, I really believe that maybe I just thought this shit up in my head.
No, I looked it up. It exists. There's a box for it.
Yup.
Wow. Yeah, no, I've never even heard about that one.
But no, nobody, I've never seen that game like in real life or known anybody who played it. So that's a new one for me.
It's great. If you do find it in whatever capacity, play it. It's really fun.
I'm glad to see. I think for another underrated gem, I'm going to point out The Forest, only because it has gone miles since alpha testing. Like it's become like a full-fledged game that's I find to be really enjoyable, and I don't see a lot of people play it.
I do really love The Forest. I love playing with you. I don't think I could play it by myself. Playing it with other people is what makes it fun.
Because it's like kind of funny when you play with other people, but when you play by yourself, it's kind of scary. Like,
okay, those cannibals just freak me the fuck out, man.
Cannibals.
Yeah, they just
yeah.
jump out at you like from the trees and shit. Like
My
they come
God.
at you like they're orangutans or something. Like like they're just like they don't. Some of them don't even look like people. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you are. You're some distorted version of a human. I don't even want to call you a cannibal, like, because I don't think that's what did this shit to you. I don't know. Aliens.
There's an explanation for it in the game.
Is there?
There is. If you
Oh,
finish
I
the
have yet to
story.
find it. I've never finished the story. I've never gotten very far at all.
I've never finished the story either. I watched a YouTube video on it because I was like, I'm never gonna be able to finish this. It's so hard. Like it's not hard to play, it's hard to progress. Because like you can't really go far from your camp without being like, oh fuck, and running back. You know?
Mm-hmm.
At least we I think if we were geared better, if we had like 1 million armor and like, you know, katanas, I think would be good.
God, getting the katana is scary.
It is really scary. I know
Going
like,
into that cave is scary.
Just that one small part where you're like, okay, run. Okay, you're good. Okay, run back, run. Okay, you're good. Like, and you hear everything behind you. It's just, oh my God.
It's horrifying.
It's too much. I'm a pussy when it comes to horror games. I cannot play a horror game by myself. I have to have someone watch me or like play with me or be near me so that I can cry to them. Because
It depends on the horror for me.
What's the best horror game we've ever played?
Fatal Frame.
Fatal Frame. Yeah.
Fatal Frame series, like the
Which-
whole I mean, number 2 is my favorite, but number 3 is so close.
That's so good.
So good. You're the reason I played those games, but I ended up buying them for myself too, like afterwards, because I loved them so much.
The story, the scares, the spooks, and like we played it recently, so we know, like, even with the bad, like the quote unquote bad graphics, because the graphics aren't bad, the ghosts are bad graphically, but then
The
like,
voice acting is also terrible, just FYI.
it's so
Horrible.
bad. It's
Oh, man.
raining again.
it's raining again. Yeah, it's
I haven't played Fatal Frame. That's the one I got to get on that series.
You'd love it.
Yeah.
You would love it, Saya.
yeah, you would love
Psychological
especially too.
and also, you know, obviously paranormal, but there's a lot of psychological shit behind it too.
Now, Fatal Frame 1, I'm just giving you a warning. You feel free to skip because it's okay. It's a good game, but in comparison to the other two, it ain't shit. The graphics are really bad. And
okay.
like, it's the interactions and the movements with the camera, like they improve them greatly for Fatal Frame 2. And
It's really difficult too. Like, I feel like the
Yeah.
difficulty of the game is a lot higher than it really needs to be for, you know, something you're trying, because like number 2 and 3, like they're fairly difficult playing them
Yeah.
as is, but like the first one is like, it takes a long time to bring those ghosts down with your camera, like a long time.
way too long.
So balancing issues in the first game.
Oh,
That's
yes,
what it
yeah.
feels like, and there is not enough stuff to heal you or power you up.
Oh, dang. Sounds frustrating.
Yeah, no. It's like the Resident Evil issue with ammo. Like,
Oh,
No.
yeah. Yeah, I know that.
Don't get
I
me
would
started.
overhoard. I'd reload my save if I used too much
Yes,
ammo and felt
exactly. I think the only Resident Evil I didn't have a problem with that in was Resident Evil 6. That game had a plethora of ammo for some reason.
Meanwhile, I think, which one was I playing? I was trying to stream it for a bit.
7.
Was that 7?
It was the newest one, right? Or the
yeah,
newer
7's
one?
the newest one.
Wait, you know what?
Until
No,
8 comes out this year.
it was the remake of the second one, wasn't it? Didn't I buy
Was it?
that on Steam? Because I think I was playing as Claire.
Really? Oh,
I'm
it
gonna
was-
check and make sure, because yep, it was Resident Evil 2. It was the
Oh,
remake
okay.
of Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, I remember you streamed a bit one night,
Yeah,
and I was there
Tora
too.
was the one that had gotten Resident
Oh.
Evil 7.
and he didn't get fucking anywhere.
No, he did get far eventually, but like, yo, he was taking his sweet time because he was so scared of it.
Oh my god.
He was so scared, but like, even with other people there, you know, like, I'm fine if other people are there. I can totally take it, but it's more when I don't have other people around that, like, playing these kinds of games by myself kind of gets to me a little bit.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2, not so much, but that's because I played it originally as a kid, so like, I do know a lot about what happens already. I know what the story's about, and I know a lot of the main elements. But like, Fatal Frame always freaks me out. I can't play that one alone.
Oh no.
You
I'm gonna
left
play it
me
at midnight.
alone. You
I'll
left
play-
me alone while, okay, you have to hear this, Saya. Kathy left me alone to take a shower. Like, I was staying at their house when we were teenagers, and was like, hands me the controller when we okay, there's this one character in the third Fatal Frame. He has no weapons. He has nothing. All you can do is basically run and not get hit by things as you're trying to go through this mansion.
It's the hardest
Like,
part.
And there's this hallway. It's one long hallway. I think it's in the shape of like a bracket. It's like a crescent.
Mhm.
So like, it's this long hallway. One side has a locked door and the other one has a door that you can open. But you have this apparition of a tattooed lady. And if she hits you once, all she has to do is touch you once, you're dead. That's it.
Wow.
Game over. And Cassie fucking leaves to take a shower while we're hiding behind a fucking screen. One of those Japanese paper screens. We're
the
hiding.
shoji.
We're crouched behind one, and she's just constantly patrolling this hallway. So I didn't know which side had the locked door. You basically have to take your best guess and hope that you don't get caught if you get the wrong door. So I was like, nope, I'm sitting right here. I am not moving. Nope, not doing it.
God.
I was so freaked out. I wanted to vomit.
Games, survival horror games where you can't attack can be terrifying. There's not that many of them that I've played or know about, but you would hate Silent Hill Shattered Memories. That was like a reimagining of the first Silent Hill, but you cannot fight in that game. You have to run. I beat it. The sequences got annoying, but
it was not fun for me.
It was not fun, but I beat that game, and oh my god, those sequences. That there was one that was like almost made me rage quit. It was so annoying.
I think Silent Hill is probably the only series that I actually can play like by myself, because like, listen, when I used to play Silent Hill 2, I put it on the lowest setting where you cannot die, and I just used to bonk fucking things because like and so like there's a part of Silent Hill 2 where there's this big circular room and Pyramid Head is just kind of like dragging his sword on the ground, and then if you walk up to him, he swings his sword down at you, but it's very slow. And normally that would be really scary because just like the hallway in Fatal Frame 3, you only have two ways to go. It's either you run into Pyramid Head or you run to the other side of the place, but you start out at a random spot, so you have to figure out a way to like maneuver the circle. But it's very scary. But if you have the settings turned down and you can't die, it's literally just like you just run up to him and just like bonk him with something and then run away and then run up and like bonk him again, and like it doesn't matter. So
oh wow.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even know you could set the game like that. I didn't realize that.
Yep, you can set it up so that you can't die, and it completely kills any scary, because the scary part is you die and then you lose your progress.
Right. It was terrifying running into Pyramid Head.
Oh yeah, but what a sexual being. My god. I'm one of those. I fucking love Pyramid Head.
I love him too. I had a dream where he killed me, and it was the only dream where I died I can approve of.
I love that. What's your favorite horror game, Saya? I don't think you answered that one.
No, my favorite horror game is also a hidden gem.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I love Silent Hill, don't get me wrong. So this is kind of, but this is also a favorite of mine. Haunting Ground for PS2.
Oh yeah, that's the one you told me to play.
Yeah, I told you to play it. It's by Capcom, and it's so underrated, and not many people have played it that I've met, but it's awesome. This young woman's captured, and you wake up in a cage in a kitchen and in a castle, and you meet a dog named Huey, and he becomes your best friend, and you use Huey to interact with things and to fend off the crazy people who are in the castle. You meet one by one these insane people that live in the castle, and you learn about their individual stories and progress through puzzles. And it's just an amazing game, and it has multiple endings, one of which is extremely dark. The worst ending will disturb people.
Oh boy.
Somehow I managed to get the best ending though. My first playthrough I did, and it's just an amazing game. And it's one of the few where you can't fight that I actually enjoyed, like, because you have the dog to defend you. Yeah. The dog can like grab the arm of one of the evil people in the castle and hold them back so you can get away, and you hide like in places until they're done looking for you when you trigger them. So it's just all around a unique game, and I really like it.
That's one I definitely wanted to play. When you were talking about it before, I said that I think I downloaded it actually.
Oh,
I
good.
think I have it. Yeah, pretty sure I've got it now. Speaking of, so I wanted to ask about like best soundtracks. I think that we've definitely, I mean, no, everyone here is going to agree. Near Automata, like,
Oh yeah.
an
That
amazing-
soundtrack is amazing, but like it's hard for me to pick best soundtrack because okay, I've already mentioned music a few times in the games that I've enjoyed.
Yeah.
Chrono Cross has one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard too.
Yeah.
Castlevania has a fucking amazing soundtrack, like Symphony of the Night. That has got to be one of my favorite soundtracks. Final Fantasy X.
I
know a
was
lot of
just about
people
to say Final Fantasy X.
a lot of people
Oh, I
talk shit
love
about
10.
Final Fantasy X. Is
Yeah.
one of my favorite Final Fantasies. I know it's very linear for some people, but I really like a lot of the complicated nuances in it. I love the political struggle along with the religious struggle. I love how, like, I don't know, you can see a lot of those elements in our own world, like in our own lives. Like, it's always religion versus politics, and like whether or not religion should be involved in politics, which is a big theme in Final Fantasy X. The fact that so many people are against machinery or machina is a big struggle. But I do understand why there are a lot of people that aren't fond of it. But I really think that if you have to give 10 anything, even if you don't like the story or the gameplay or the simplicity of those things, you have to give it props for that soundtrack. It has amazing music.
I actually listened to the music before I played the game because I didn't have a PS2 yet. And yeah, I loved the soundtrack.
Final
Neon
Fantasy
Bannerkin.
X.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. The best track.
So
the
good.
best. But Suteki Dane was such an
yeah.
amazing song. Such an amazing theme song. It was one of the first Japanese songs that I learned how to sing myself.
Aw.
Because it was so pretty. I bought that soundtrack too. I bought it from, it was available on Tokyo Pop at the time.
Mhm.
This is when Tokyo Pop was still around. So I ordered it from Tokyo Pop because that's like where the pamphlet that came with the game said that you could buy the soundtrack. And I loved it so much. I actually bought it. I ordered it. I was so happy. Because I loved it so much. Such a good soundtrack. I love it. I still love it. I have all the piano versions, the character songs. Yeah, it's amazing. Music is a really big part of games for me.
It always has been for me. Like, that's my whole life. All I've ever done is listen to video game music. Like, since I just love video game music.
I got into Utada Hikaru from
Oh yes.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Like hearing her sing the theme song, and then I remember hearing it. It was in English, simple and clean.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, who is this singing this song? It's so pretty. And I found out she did the Japanese theme too, and I was like, oh my god, like she doesn't even sound like, she doesn't have an accent or anything. Like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the Japanese singers that I heard in doing English songs, like they had very thick accents. And then I was surprised to learn that she grew up bilingual and in New York City and Tokyo. And I got really into her. She had a lot of R&B type of tracks, and I really liked that at the time. What about you, Cassie? What's your favorite soundtrack?
I listened the shit out of the Silent Hill soundtracks because I really like them. The songs from Fatal Frame are really pretty. But we've already been over those.
Tsukiko Amano did
yeah.
a lot of the I don't know, like the lyric songs from Fatal Frame, and I remember really getting into her too.
Yeah, she has some really good stuff also, even outside of the Fatal Frame soundtracks. God of War had some good music. I feel like it's like there's so much action going on that you can't really appreciate the music, but it's really good. It's not a jam. It's not jams that I would like fall asleep to or anything like Nier, But I really do think I think that we've touched on them, like Final Fantasy X, incredible soundtrack. Chrono Cross will always be my like favorite, like, you know, all over game. In like the bundle version of my favorites, because that soundtrack is really fucking good. I watched the I can't remember what they're called. They were like the video game orchestra, the VGO, and they did Chrono Cross's Time Scar, and it was brilliant. I think I sent it to you more than once.
Lindsay Sterling too I think she's done Time Scar on violin, and it's gorgeous.
Oh,
I loved Lindsay Sterling in general.
Wait,
she's
I
great.
discovered her from a YouTube recommendation. She's amazing.
Yeah,
She
she's
is
incredible. I love her music videos because they're so artistic and creative.
Oh yeah, she does, and her costumes in them are so amazing. Like
Yeah.
but she's like, I feel like she's a nerd like us.
Yeah.
She loves, you know, games. Like, oh, she does a lot of Legend of Zelda, which, okay, let's talk about Legend of Zelda music too, because Zelda,
yeah.
I don't know why I didn't even think of it, but Legend of Zelda has some really amazing, iconic music.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time.
My God, the music in that is just so good. The what's the fire dungeon music? Not the Goron temple, but the fire.
The fire temple.
Yeah.
Bolero of Fire.
Fire.
Oh, that was my track. That was my track. It was mine too. Oh,
Twinsies.
so good.
Yeah, that was. Oh man, I can't believe we haven't mentioned Zelda at all during this episode.
I know.
Yeah.
Like
There's just too much good music.
there's also like nostalgic game from childhood. Like holy shit, Zelda. Ages
A Link
and
to the
Seasons
Past.
for me.
A Link to the Past for me, because that was my first. Yeah. So when I got the Super Nintendo as a kid, it was the first console I ever owned. And I remember that the Super Nintendo came with The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Mhm.
So, and then my parents also got me and my brother Yoshi's Island as well. Like that's how I played it for the first time. But A Link to the Past was my very first Zelda game, and I fell in love with it. I love the story. I love the gameplay. It was great. So when, you know, eventually time passed, like I got an N64 and I saw Zelda again, like, and I wanted it, like Ocarina of Time, and everybody knows it. Like, I don't care how many people think it's, like, people sing its praises too much. There's a reason. It's really good. The story is amazing. Like, the music is amazing. I don't have a negative thing to say about Ocarina of Time.
I feel like Majora's Mask was really kind of underrated in comparison, because Majora's Mask was really good. Like the challenges to collect all the masks were, and the fact that you have to replay the game over and over and over and over, like, but you have something new to do every time, was like really, I love, like, Ocarina of Time, hands down, like one of the best for me. But Majora's Mask, a very close second. I loved that game.
My first Zelda game was Twilight Princess.
Really?
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Oh my
I
God.
played that
You
one
got
on
into it
GameCube.
really late.
Yeah. I loved that game though. I loved turning into Wolf Link.
Oh yeah.
It was an awesome game.
I never got to finish Twilight Princess, but I do love it. I think it's great. It's dark.
It's very dark.
Definitely not as dark as a lot of other Zelda games, but like it really went out there, and I thought it was different. I liked playing as Wolf Link. Wolf Link.
I like Wolf Link.
I like Wolf Link.
All right. Speaking of, what a good segue. Speaking of wolves, Tell us about your scale baby. It's time.
Garrus.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tell us about Garrus.
Garrus. So Garrus is my pet leopard gecko, and he's full of personality. I got him when he's a baby, but he acts like a dog. Like he'll stand up on two legs, just looking real tall, and just lick his lips and just chilling. He's hilarious. And the other thing unique he does is he'll recognize my mom if she comes in the room and go over to her, like.
Aww.
And then she puts her hand out and he gets on her hand and then crawls around on her for a while, and then he'll go back to her leg when he wants to come back to me, and then she gives it back to me. He's too precious.
So sweet. I recently got some new fur babies. I got myself 2 baby rats, Rolo and Remy, and right now they're sleeping and cuddling, and I would die for them. And I'm not a big pet person. I've never been into pets. I like the weird pets, but I haven't wanted the responsibility. And now that I have 2 baby rats, I can honestly say that I understand now. I get it. I get why people prioritize like basically they're like, hey, I need like pet and like life insurance for my pets. Like, what if something happens to me? Whatever will I do? Like, rats' life expectancy is like very low. It's like 2 to 3 years, like max. But I keep wondering to myself, like, I have 2 children, and I'm like, what am I gonna do if something happens to me? My poor rat babies.
Aww.
Like, nobody's gonna take care of them. Someone will take care of my kids, but who's gonna take my rats?
I'll take care of
Right?
them.
Aw, see, you'll take care of my kids and my rats.
Your kids and your rats. So your kids and your rats won't have to be separated either.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah,
You're amazing, Sandra.
I'm Cassie's children's godmother. So I have said that if anything ever happens to Cassie, I will take the children. And I do not mind taking the pets either.
Oh, you're so good. Bella's just gonna have to get used to having rat friends.
Bella's a little asshole. So yeah, he's just gonna have to get over it.
Update from last time. I have since visited Sandra, and we had a hotel trip where we brought Belle, and Belle loved on me for the first night and then fucking hated me the rest of the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So
That sounds like a
weird.
Belle thing.
Yeah, it was very Belle.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
I thought we were getting somewhere and then he ruined it. Like,
Yeah.
he was so stressed out the first night. So yeah, I have my cat Belmont, and he's gonna be a year old in June.
Whoa.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That went by so quickly.
I
He was
know.
so
I got
tiny.
him when he was 6 weeks. So yeah, he's almost a year old. But he was really stressed out when we brought him to the hotel. He's only ever been in my house and the vet. He's good in the car. He's very good in the car. He's quiet. But at home, he's a little jerk. He meows constantly. You have to be on him and give him attention all the time. He's really spoiled. I did a bad. When I first got him, I was just so obsessed with him. I carried him everywhere. He was on my shoulder, like he slept on my pillow with me every night. Like, now when he's not near people, he loses his shit. Loses it. But yeah, he was really freaked out when I brought him to the hotel. And so I guess because he was so freaked out, like, he did not mind being near Cassie. He even laid down like up against Cassie, and I got jealous. I was like, why is my cat doing that to you? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then, Cassie gave him a kiss. Like, Belle started smelling like his nose and his face and his lips, and like they shared a little kissy moment. And then the next day, he was right back to fucking hissing, like,
Yeah.
for
Wow.
no reason.
just hated me again all of a sudden. It was insane.
That's insane. Well, at least you got to share your moment.
Mm-hmm.
We all got our fur babies when they were babies then.
Yep.
Aw. I like the progression because the last rat that I got as like almost like an adult. It was like a few months old already. So I haven't gotten the experience of the baby rat yet. But mostly they just like sleep and cuddle a lot and eat.
Also, at the time when you had Templeton, that was his name.
So
He was the only rat. So, but these two, they're like, I don't know if they're from the same litter, but even if, okay, so they're brothers.
mm-hmm.
So I was gonna say, even if they're not, they're definitely bonded brothers at this point. But they have each other now. Templeton was he was a lone rat.
He was a very fat, lone, spoiled rat. These two they basically spoil each other with attention. But right now they're just like sniffing and now they're playing. Now they're playing. They're so cute. I can't stop looking at them.
They are adorable. I thought they were brothers because they look like they could be from the same litter.
Yeah, they have like almost the exact same markings, except one of them's a little bit darker.
I think Garrus is about 2 now.
Oh wow.
I didn't realize that Garrus was that young. So you got him like while you knew us. I thought you always had him even before meeting us.
I got him while I knew you guys. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I think I don't know his exact age, but because it was a pet store, but he could have been like around 2 weeks old when I got him. He was like 1.5 inches long, or an inch long, very tiny, little squirt. And now he's a big boy. He's 11 inches.
Oh.
I've always wanted a bearded dragon. I've told you that before.
Yep.
Yes.
They are awesome.
Those things are so cool.
I also want a snake. I don't know. I like reptiles. I think they're really interesting pets. I don't think I'd get a snake while I have a cat.
Probably a good idea.
Because like I think I'd want a big snake. If I get a snake, I'd want a big snake.
Like a python or something?
I would love a python. Or a boa.
I would love a snake, but I think the only problem that I would have now is feeding it.
I don't think you would enjoy feeding a snake.
No.
Yeah, your current pets and all.
Yeah, no, that makes me sad. I love rats, and I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to feed.
I think depending on the snake, I don't know if rats are more common. I know mice are. Mice are common. Not so much rats, but I'd still be sad. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to feed a snake.
Yeah, that one hurts my soul a little. My poor baby. Okay, you can find us on Instagram at SSABTpodcast, on Twitter at SSABTpodcast. We have merch at Redbubble at, once again, SSABTpodcast. Our Patreon, please donate to our Patreon because now we might have to pay for Zoom. So
we might have to start paying for more things. Please donate to us. We love you.
If we can get like 10 people to donate like $5, that would cover like almost our expenses right now minus marketing. That would be amazing. Maybe we'll get up to 50 listeners. Everyone donate $1, whatever. Just, that'd be really cool. Keep up with us on Facebook at Sweet Stuff and Bitter Things Podcast. For our Facebook page, we'll be posting every time an episode comes out on all of our socials, which is every other Sunday. This one will be up, and then we have one 2 weeks after that. Our next guest, we're going to talk about some LGBTQ issues and dive a little bit more into the whole theme of online friendships. And I want to thank you, Saya, so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you. We love having you on.
It was fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Night.
move controllers hung up.
All right, we've got 3 move controller Sayas on this call. I think we can go to Discord now. I got what I wanted.
You got what you wanted.
Yeah, I like
You're
that.
gonna love me and leave me, Cassie? Come on.
Basically.